This is the Sinpiode 51-in-1 bolt size finder and thread checker. Let's take it out of the box. And in the box, we find the unit. Let's face it here, we've seen these before. You go into your big box home improvement store, they got a couple of these there, or a local hardware store, they got them because sometimes you got bolts or nuts and you need more of the same or more nuts to go with the bolts or what have you, anything like that, and you have no idea what size it is. You have no idea which one to buy. There's a zillion drawers there, and there's all different kinds of threads, the pitch of the threads, the thickness of them, stuff like that. Or if you have a bolt and you need to find out, you know, what it actually fits, this will allow you to check all of that and figure out the size. It relies on the ANSI Go or No Go standard. It's cut and dry. It either screws in or screws on, or it doesn't. Go or no go. It's that easy. It will also test drill bit sizes in the center there. It has 19 holes for that. The unit is CNC machined aluminum. It has rubber feet on the bottom like that, or if you want, take a look at the top. You got two little slotted holes there, and one at the bottom. You can mount this right up on the wall and check anything you need at any time. You don't need to go to the hardware store, especially nice. You got a bolt, you want to check it, you think it might be that, but it doesn't seem to screw in. That one's too small, that one's too big. What do? Well, it could be that somebody else was there before you and they buggered up the threads in their tester. You'll know by not over tightening the stuff. You'll know if it's going to go or not. So it's nice to have your own right there at your disposal. And of course this works with both metric and SAE. Let's go ahead and test it out. Let me show it to you up close here. Of course you have all these studs or bolts, if you will, and you have your metric and SAE sizes. These holes are threaded and the center there is for drill bits. So I have some drill bits here, 3 different sizes. I haven't the slightest clue what they are. The package for this disappeared a long time ago. So we can go ahead and test. Doesn't go there. Aha! Right there. So that's a 3/16. Here's another one. It looks bigger, so it shouldn't be that. It doesn't go there, but it goes there. 7/32, and yes, I do know that these are SAE. Well, maybe that wasn't quite 7/32, that one, because I wouldn't have 2 of them. Good question. That just fits. It could be. Great question on that. These look very similar, and I don't know if they're actually even marked. Aha, let me read it. Yeah, the difference is this is a 13/64 inch bit. If you half that on the top and the bottom, then you get roughly 7/8. So it's just slightly larger, but this doesn't have a hole for it. You can't get all of them, but at least we have a general idea, and these happen to be marked at the very least. I really haven't dealt with and found too many people to deal with 64ths of an inch too often. Here is a screw and nut assortment. Looks like one nut jumped out. Here's a nut. These are SAE also. Obviously, that's way too big. That's way too big. This one, well, it starts, but it doesn't go after that. See, it starts, but it gets stuck. It can't turn anymore. The next one down, if I can get it lined up, let's try that. No, that one also not, but we'll try the very next one down. And that should fit it perfectly. You see how it threads on. And that is, it says 1024 coarse. There's a larger one. Let's try that. That's the right one. That's a 1/4 20 coarse. That's the same as a tripod screw mount or anything like that. That's the same as what's on a camera tripod. 1/4 20 for that. Here's a bolt. No clue what it is. That one's too big. That one, well, let's see. Yeah, it screws in, but it's... See, it's wobbly? That can't be right. Let's take that out and we'll try the next one down. Ah. So that one screws in, but it gets stuck. So this might be one of those weird in-between sizes, because that's a little loose on that. We got some others here. There's kind of a fatter one. That one? No, that kind of gets stuck. That crossed. That goes in right there. And that's also a 1/4 20, right like that. I have one other mystery screw here. Little guy. This might be a metric screw. I don't know precisely. I think it's from a computer, because that's what it reminds me of. And let's see. That one there, that is definitely too big. But if I can get it out, we can try the next one. Absolutely, that definitely is correct. That screws in just like that. And that one is 4mm by 0.7. So now I know what it is. I'm an old retired computer technician, and pretty much if somebody asks for a case screw, you give them something like this. It may have a different head on it or something, and there were ones with even finer threads on them as well that you would find, but nobody could tell you what it actually is as far as the size goes. Well, now you can, and that way they could look at you as if you were a walking encyclopedia. But no, instead the Sinpiode 51-in-1 bolt size finder and thread checker is what made you that smart. Really handy to have your very own of these, so you can measure any kind of bolts or nuts or drill bits that you have and know. And it's great because if you have a bolt and maybe it's snapped off and you need a replacement, you can find out what it is and bring that to the hardware store and know what you're looking for. So that way you don't have to hunt around and try to figure out, well, this one feels about right, that one, I don't know, this one's a little thicker, that, you know, and you want to get the right one. So that way you could find out just like that. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.